Hey, this is Reid's Reviews. We're going to be looking at an SDRUM by Digitech drum machine pedal. This pedal is packed full of options. I'm going to go over some of them. I can't do justice and hit everything, but I'll give you an idea really for how I dealt with this pedal and whether or not I'll recommend it. Let's go over some of these features. On this knob here, we have the 4/4 and the 3/4, which is the timing signatures. Up here we have the feel, and it can be either a straight or swing feel. The next section on top here, you can see it, there's a simple and a busy. That's the amount of embellishment, you know, the amount of craziness that the drummer is going to go into. Then the remaining ones here, the pop, brush, etc., those are the different kits. And then you have a button here called ALT, and this, when you press it, will set an alternative snare and kick drum for each one of these kits. Something that's kind of interesting about this pedal, it's really for a guitarist, and they want the ability for a guitarist to set the beat without having to tweak with a drum machine. You can actually train it when you play the lower strings or the higher strings on your guitar to set the beat with a kick and a snare. And the way that you can do that is this button here that says Guitar Edition. If I push this down, you can see this is clicking on out, or the kick is blinking on. If I go ahead and I play what I want on my guitar to represent the kick drum, I'll go ahead and do that, and you'll see as I do that, these will tick down, and then it will shift over to the snare, and then I'll play the strings that I want to for the snare. I'm just doing it right now. Okay, now it's doing a snare. Now I just moved it up to the top 3. Now I can go ahead and tell it, by the way I play, the beat that I want. It's kind of cool that way. You can also do it manually with these two buttons here. Another thing to note here is these are the parts. There's your verse, your chorus, and then there's a bridge. When you record, you will be setting the beat of the verse, and it will automatically create a chorus, but you can override it to the way you want it to sound if you don't like it. Okay, so first I push this button down and I hold it, and then I'll click on this, and you can see here it says learn and it's blinking, waiting for me to tell it the beat that I want. Okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll stop right there. Now, of course, I can change the tempo if I want. And it actually created a chorus for me. So let's go ahead and click on the chorus. Okay, now it's playing the chorus. And you'll hear the hi-hats here and the rides, and I can change them by moving this switch. What's cool is it's kind of it's a button as well as a knob. So when I push down, it will actually change it. Now if I click it once where it's green, now it's red. Let's go ahead and change to a brush. One thing that I also need to talk about here is the song. Oh, to stop, you hold this down and listen for the crash symbol. There you go. All right, so when I click on this and it turns bright green and blinking, then I can select a different song, or I can go into a empty spot. Let's go ahead and go down to, actually let's just do 5. And then if I want to select that, I'll go ahead and I'll push. So basically now in the slot 5, we're going to put down another little song. So I'm going to go ahead and push this. It's learning. This time, instead of strumming my guitar for the beat, I'm going to go ahead and just do it on the pedal with these buttons. Okay. Okay, and as you can see here, it did a chorus for us. Let's see what that sounds like. All right, so let's see the bridge, and then it says learn. So I'm going to go ahead and arm it. So now I'm going to go ahead and teach it the rhythm with the strings. Let's see how it dealt with that. Now back at the verse. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stop it by holding this down. You'll hear the crash. All right. So my recommendation for this pedal. So first of all, it sounds fantastic. The drum sounds that are coming out of this are great. Highly professional. They did a super job. Now, as far as it being practical for me, I want this pedal to work for me so bad because it does sound so good. But again, it might be just my brain. But every time I get to starting to play with this thing, I really can't get the sound that I want. And it takes a lot of tweaking to try and get it somewhere close. And by the time I'm done tweaking, I'm a little bit frustrated. Another thing too is, I mentioned earlier how you can train it to do the beats with your strings. There was some overlap, and sometimes the kick happened when I was trying to do a snare. Maybe not a huge deal, but a little irritating. These are cool. These are kind of fail-safes. You can't go wrong as far as the beat goes with those, so that's good. A good backup. So as far as me recommending this pedal to somebody, I would probably say steer away from it if your brain's like mine. It can get real frustrating. It'll take a lot of time to get to the sound that you want. But if you are willing to do that, and you have not been able to find a pedal that can allow you to have a drum machine with your guitar to get a particular sound, then it might be worth a shot. Hopefully this was helpful, and we'll talk to you later. Goodbye.